All right, so now we're going to talk about the most popular dish on our menu, the most important dish. Strange thing about this dish is it's very simple, but the most simple dishes in terms of numbers of ingredients require the most specific methods. You must follow this method exactly or it will not turn out right. That is the way it is. When you have so few ingredients, you have to make sure the method is pretty precise. So we're going to talk about how to do the Vero Alfredo or the fettuccine Alfredo from a kitchen standpoint. This is a tableside presentation. There's not a lot to do, but it all has to be done just so in order for the front of the house to be able to do their job successfully. And they're in front of the guests, so we need to make sure that they get their job done successfully because we don't want them looking stupid. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is grab some fettuccine pasta. So once again, this is a very fast-moving dish. You do not need to make this dish way in advance. You're not going to put this together until the tableside people are ready for it and all the proteins and everything is ready, just like the paccheri dish that is the same way. So you see what I've done here is I've kind of broke up the pasta. A lot of times I'll even dump it out on the table and just make sure there's no clumps or lumps. We want everything separated. Now what we're going to do is get confirmation from the front of the house, say, are you ready for the next table side? They're going to say, yes, we are. You're going to say, sounds good. I'm dropping for table, whatever this happens to be. You're going to take this pasta right in here. We're going to dump that right in there. Single order right there. This time it's 1.5 minutes on the cook time. So we're going to go this timer right here, 1.5 minutes. Means we have 1.5 minutes to get one of these shiny, pretty pans hot. Do not use this pan. There's always this pan. It's going to go right here. We're going to go ahead and get that on high heat. And we're going to take this butter here. Come a little closer and I'll show you something about the butter. This butter is got foam on top, which is okay. It's got milk on the bottom, which is also okay. That's what butter is made of. 3 things. Milk foam, milk liquid, and fat. We want to swirl all that back together, like I'm doing here, before I grab a ladle. And we're going to put in 1 4-ounce ladle right in there, exactly 4 ounces. You see it started to sizzle on the sides immediately. That's fine. You want to let this stay hot until it begins to sizzle. If it starts to sizzle before our 1.5 minute timer is done, you can turn the heat down to low, you can turn the heat off. That's okay. The important thing to remember here is you cannot serve this to them unless the bottom of that pan is very, very hot. In fact, when the pasta hits the pan, there should be a bit of a sizzle, kind of a steam and sizzle happening. If you dump it in there and nothing happens, you don't hear any music at all, then that means that it is not hot enough. You can see I'm starting to pop and sizzle right there. I've got 15 seconds on my timer. I know I'm there. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off because I don't want to burn my butter. If you burn your butter, you have to start over. It's a very delicate process. You got to find that balance. Excuse me. So we have here our very hot butter. Our timer is just now going off. We'll hit that right there. We've got our pasta. See, it's fully cooked, broken apart. It's not lumped together. Everything looks wonderful. We're going to take that, we're going to put it in there. Now when I put it in there, it makes just kind of a light sizzle. You can see the bubbles forming around where I put that pasta. So now this is ready to go in the window. We're going to carry that over like this, make sure the handle is never hot. If it is, you need to make sure and warn them. You're going to lay that in the window just like so. And then you're going to say, we're ready for table whatever for the next tableside Alfredo. Next step they're going to do, right before they take it out, is put in 3 ounces of water. We need to use pasta water, which is this water right over here. That water must be salted. So let's suppose this is normally sitting up here, and the person on the other side of the window goes, hey chef, I need more water. I can't go without more water. What you're going to do is very quickly, before this cools down, don't worry, this is really hot. We've got a couple seconds, no problem. You're going to take this over here. You're going to grab a couple of scoops of boiling water. You don't want to go too high up because it'll burn your hand. Usually 4, 8, 10 cups is enough, about right there. And then we're going to heavy hand season it with some salt. Talking about, just give you a notion, talking about like 2 tablespoons of salt right in there. If you don't put that salt in there, it will be the worst Alfredo anybody ever eats. It is not fun. Dissolve that salt in completely. Make sure you've got well dissolved salt, very hot boiling water from the water boiler, and then you can put that back in there. Now the front of the house team will be able to take over at this point, add in their 1 3-ounce ladle of water, and then put a lid on it. They'll put a lid on it and they'll take it out and do their part that they do. But it is important that we go follow those steps exactly. Hot pan, salted water. If you don't have hot pan and salted water, we're going to be giving some people some really unpleasant $32 pasta, which we do not want to do. And that's that.